Hi, this is the presentation of the Group 2. My name is Ziyao Song. So the first I want to introduce is the general content of our group work. It's about how to restart the AI using the COP method. So the community of practice theory will be used as a guide to restart the implementation of the enterprise architecture, and use the COP lens to analyze how architects build commitments and support for EAI among their business and technical stakeholders. The reason why we use the COP method is because COP theory provides useful insights into the reason for failure of enterprise architecture implementation. And COP theory can help architects understand how their practice inhibits or enhance effective connections with stakeholders. The next, regarding the COP restart plan, we must first clarify the process. We can see from the figure that it's roughly divided into 5 processes: committing, starting up, operating, winding down, and shutting down. And at each stage is composed of a few core practitioners who share common passions and needs for specific fields. In the operational phase of COP, community members continue to develop by participating in regular activities similar to those who used by Agile teams. The core team members are committed to maintain the health of community by keeping it simple and informal, building trust, increasing knowledge sharing in COP. So a healthy COP culture is based on the concept of professional networks, personal relationships, shared knowledge, and common skills. COP enables participants to exchange knowledge and skill with people in the same field throughout the organization. The openness of COP can acquire a wide range of expert knowledge to help solve technical problems, promote continuous improvement, and make more meaningful contributions to the large goals of the enterprise. So as a result, companies can benefit from the following aspects: rapid problem solving, improved quality, cross-field cooperation, and increased retention of top talent. In terms of COP plan within the EAI context at Bank One, it's urgent to establish trust between core team members. We can see from the case that there may be mistrust or communication problems between the business stakeholders and the architects. The architects didn't strive to establish a sense of joint enterprise with their business and technical stakeholders. So the key to the restart plan should be implemented in the 4 aspects of support, shared learning, measurement, and government. So next, Menghan will illustrate the reason why choose COP to help implementation at Bank One.
Hi, I'm Menghan Bu. I will talking about why choosing COP to help implement the EA at Bank One. COP has been used in knowledge sharing and medical communities before. For knowledge sharing communities, reciprocity is an important motivation for participants to engage in social exchange. Reciprocity is a relationship of giving and receiving. Givers are motivated to contribute knowledge because they enjoy helping others. For medical communities, it uses ICT to bring together temporarily and geographically dispersed doctors to achieve common goals. It improves communication between doctors. Knowledge transfer, knowledge discovery, and knowledge creation are achieved in the communication process. For the case study, CLP can offer a solution to EAI for success. The definition of CLP is a group of people who are motivated by a topic. A CLP is also a learning community. In the community, learning is about interaction and exchange between members. The core of CLP is a motor engagement, joint enterprise, and shared repertoire. Those three sides describe the process of interaction between CLP members. There are three reasons why CLP is relevant to the EA delivery of Bank 1. Firstly, architects didn't understand the current business and the technology realities of the enterprise. The original EAI had a negative impact on the relationship with stakeholders. Joint enterprise can make architects and stakeholders have a common goal. Secondly, there was a lack of communication between architects and both business and technology staff. The original EAI didn't make a positive connect between architects and stakeholders. Multi-engagement would enable architects to collaborate and interact with both business and technology stakeholders. Moreover, architects didn't build common tools to connect business and technology stakeholders. The original EAI didn't make a common understanding. Sharing the repertoire is made by shared understand language and symbols with COP members.
Hello, I'm Hong Xiwei. The first, I will talk about 3 dimensions implement COP theory plan for Bank 1. In terms of mutual engagement, that plan include open dialogue among all stakeholders and doing things together. The part of joint enterprise, like invite different participation levels and establish shared goal. And as for shared repertoire, the plan can include build common tools and inter-department meetings. The next, let me talk about 3 major limitations and challenges to operate and apply COP theory. First, the biggest challenge is the internal competition and contradiction between stakeholders from different perspectives. Second, complex interpersonal relationships can result from the confluence of different perspectives, and it may increase the difficulty of limiting the consistency of common goals. So the last one about some of potential knowledge, resources, and tools difficult to share with each other and implement resource collections based on blurry informations and negative exchanging. And this slide will talk about intervene in these and above challenges and limitations in 2 additional steps. The first step is to foster a common consciousness among members. Everyone knows that the fundamental source of behavior is consciousness. In fact, it's to see all stakeholders as a whole, which forms joint and several liability among members and stakeholders to a large extent. Therefore, this step achieves a consistency of objectives among all stakeholders through resolving internal conflicts. And the next, we should take into account both internal and external factors. These factors about not only develop internal members and also encourage other community members to become marginal participants. In other words, the interaction of multi-level benefit members is the basis for achieving efficient resource and tools input and output exchange. And these two methods and ways solve these three optional limitations of COP theory and give the theory vitality. And the next slide, I will talk about COP theory drives the development of information system professional practice, since it can facilitate knowledge sharing across functional boundaries and focus on participants and the social structures that enable them to learn from and with each other. Also, this theory can establish common ground and common understanding to increase the trust and responsibility. More importantly, Bank One uses COP theory to build specific sharing tools from both internal and external the knowledge of members that increase the flow of information into and out of the architecture team. Consequently, COP theory abilities to establish a high quality framework commitment among all stakeholders and ultimately supports and positively influences as practices. Achieving efficient staffing restart plans when EAI programs and plans are recruiting or training. That's my part. Thank you.
Thank you for Hongxi speaking. Next, my part is how could information system professionals use COP theory in their practice? The three types of information system professionals involved in case one are architects, business, and technology staff. Architects are responsible for explaining and communicating EAI, as they always selectively communicate with senior management information technology personnel. Architects do not understand the technology and lack of the conversations with the technical personnel. They also conceal information and do not share information, lack of consideration for the project team, which is not conducive to the development of COP. Secondly, in the COP, business believes that the technical component and the technical solutions of architects are unrealistic and do not pay attention to actual results. When the Australian economy was affected by the global financial crisis, the solutions advocated by the architects had no experience basis, and the employees did not have the appropriate skills to use them in Bank One. As a result, Australian banks could not prove sufficient cash reserves in a timely manner. Thirdly, in Bank One, the estrangement between architects and technicians are caused by the confusion of the team architects. Technicians also hope to abolish the title of architect so that there is no problem of job gaps, convenient work communication, and no exclusivity. The next part is about how stakeholders practice in COP. It is evident from the research that not all stakeholders are technical operators. Stakeholder banks need funding groups that are not professional but focus on business. Stakeholders rely too much on architects to obtain information about selected technical components and implementation plans, which can lead to unprofessional project results and failures. Related stakeholders have made their technology choices and investment decisions. They focus on their specific needs and instead of considering the interest of the broader organization. The following is the reference example. Thank you for your attention.